Right, so before we get going on on row 2, we've got a lot of yarn coming off the edge here. We don't need all of it. We can get rid of turquoise, and I'm just going to cut it. Something truly spectacular happened when I looked at this pattern, and I read the magic words, which are, you can just tie off these edge yarns if you like, because they're all going to get tucked inside and you won't see them at all. How happy is that? I actually did sew them all in on this one because I know I was going to be showing you it, but going up this side I think I might just leave them be, because like I said, you can tuck them in as you join the body up and you'll never see them at all, which is fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the silver attached, because we're going to carry that up the side of the work, because we're going to keep coming back to that one. But the cotton yarns we're going to cut as we finish with them. Okay, little tip there. Right, so row 2, we're going to turn the work and get going in the other direction. So we're going to make 3 chain to start with, and it is actually going to count as our first treble all the way through this tail piece. Okay, so can't pick it up, 3 chain. What we're going to do, we're starting with a fan or a shell. Okay, and the way we're going to make that shell is we're going to put 4 treble at the base of the chain we've just made. Don't forget we're working UK terminology. So I'm going to just do 4 treble. Just make sure I know where that's coming out. If you don't know, and again, I'm really giving away my my amateurism. If you don't know, you can always pop a stitch marker through, but it's 4 treble right at the base of that 3 chain. So I'm going to go in there where I came out. Oh, and I've just picked up a bit of that silver. It is so naughty. 1. So this is going to be our first shell. 2. I wish you could see what was going on under this table. It's just a big tangle, a magical tangle of yarn under there. 3. Don't worry if it's all loose at this edge, because as soon as you kind of get going, you can tighten it up and tie it off and it'll be absolutely fine. All right, let me do that right now. So if I give the turquoise and the silver a little pull, I can tie those 2 yarns off, and it will hold my tension nice and secure, and you're not going to worry about it because it's going to get tucked in the edge when we tuck it all in. Fantastic. Right, so that is our first shell made. We've got 5 treble, including that 3 chain at the beginning. Right, we're going to miss 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and we're going to put 1 double crochet in the next one, which is the middle stitch of that first shell, or the last shell actually, from the previous row. So all we're going to do is that same pattern again. You know, when we missed 2, did a shell, missed 2, did a double crochet. We're going to do that all the way across. The shells are going to fall in the double crochets, and the double crochets are going to fall in the middle stitch of the shell. So nice and easy, kind of like building a wall, isn't it? Like you know exactly where to put each of the 2 components. So that, my lovely loves, is why I got cocky. Because I thought, oh, well, I can just keep doing that. I know what I'm doing there. Yes, but beginning and end points are absolutely crucial, Emma. And please just read every single row. I don't need to go through every row of the 1, 2, 3, 4 of the pattern with you once we've got a couple under our belt. But I would encourage you to just make sure that you do read everything, because those beginning and end points will, whoops, I've missed there. Those beginning and end points will change and give you the shaping of the tail. So it's very important that you make sure you know what goes where. Okay, so I'm just going to whiz all the way across. I've read to the end of my row, and I need 5.5 shells here. So that's only going to be different when I get towards the end. So I'm going to work across in this pattern, and I'll see you towards the end. Okay, I'm on the last treble of shell number 5. Okay, I'm going to just continue the pattern as I've been working it, which is putting a double crochet, missing 2 stitches, 1, 2, and putting a double crochet in the middle stitch of the shell. But my pattern says I should have 5.5 shells, and I'm paying close attention to the beginning and end points. And what I am told for row 2 is I'm going to make 3 treble in the final stitch. 3 treble in the final stitch. Okay, now it isn't easy to get my hook in there because it was a sort of where I anchored the yarn to begin with, but I've managed it. 3 are going in there. 1, and just remember I'm changing colours on every row, so before I complete the last stitch totally, oh, I can't get my hook in. Oh, come on, there you go. Okay, so I've got 1 more yarn over to do, but before I do that, I'm actually going to pick up turquoise again and join that back in. Okay, so I've got 3 treble stitches. Let's just move that all out of the way. Don't worry about all those yarns just yet. We'll deal with them in a minute. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells and a half because I just made 3 treble in that one rather than 5, didn't I? So that's row 2. We've changed colour into the turquoise, which means I can now cut green ice, and I'm going to tie those off just like I did before. So I've separated out that yarn. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to tie it off. You're very welcome, if it makes you happy, to I'm actually going to tie the silver as well. If it makes you happy, sew the ends in. I will not judge you. I felt quite smug, I must admit, sewing them in the other way. It's up to you. I may yet do it on here, I don't know. In case you didn't see my little tip at the beginning, if you've got a cut end of Glamour, you can already see that sort of coming apart, can't you? If you tie a little knot in it, I mean, I've tied it off in a knot at the top there, so that's absolutely fine. But if you tie a knot towards the end, it's not going to fray anymore. And believe you me, I think you're going to find that very helpful. Right, so that was your row 2. Row 3, we're also going to end up with 5.5 chain. I just want to do a couple more rows because I want to talk to you about carrying the silver yarn up the side. So I won't go through the actual row 3 with you because it's more of the same, putting your double crochet at the top of the shells and putting your shells in the double crochet. You can do that. It's absolutely no hardship at all. Again, I just stress, please read the pattern. Please make sure you see where the beginning and the ends of the rows fall. So I'm going to just go across and complete row 3 and talk about carrying the yarn up the side.